Welcome back. Now we're going to talk about the real stuff. We're going to make a to-do list application as shown here, and in this to-do list application you can see a lot of things. You can see a view here with a list view, this list view. There are different buttons. I just want you to arrange it like this, similar to this, and don't worry about the coloring here. Coloring is done by style sheets, and I will talk about style sheets later. Just worry about arranging it in this way and also creating this dialog box. We're gonna go through it all the way, and I'll see you then when you have actually made it. So pause the video, try to do this, and then follow me into making it into a reality. Now let's get started with our application. The first thing we're gonna do is, of course, create a new form and select on main window. We're creating our main window. As you can see here, it's just a main window, nothing more special here. Well, we can add a lot of things here, and we will add a lot of things to make our main to-do list application. Now let's add a simple label here first. That says my to-do list. Now we can customize this label in many ways. Right here you can search point size. Remember, we used to do this the hard way. Now we can do it very easily. We can customize this in many ways. We can change its font. We can do all sorts of stuff here. So let's go with MS Sans Serif and increase the font size a little bit. You can align this. You can align this in the center, in the left, wherever you want it, and I would just do it in the center. So now we have this label right here, which should be in the center of our application. Now we have to add other stuff, and so let's see where we are headed. We have to add 2 more labels to show them what our finished tasks are, what our remaining tasks are. So let's talk about an option here. We're giving a user an option that, do you want to create a new task? And we create a label for that. Now you have done that, you can copy paste this and use it again. Now remember that this name right here, object name, this is how you will be able to use it in PyQt5 to make sure they're reasonable. So you can call it main label. You can call this new task, and this is the finished tasks. This is showing me all of my finished tasks, and here I want to show all of my remaining tasks. Remember that this is very important when you're actually programming with it. We're not programming anything here with these labels, but we will be with the button here. So let's deal with the buttons. Let's add a push button here that says new task. And well, you can customize its font in many ways, make it bigger, just widget size. You don't have to worry about it, but here you can set sizes in just a more permanent way, which you don't want to do here. You can just select this and update it in certain ways, which is much more simpler. Now you have this button right here and different things. How do I want to arrange them? Well, first of all, let's just keep on adding stuff. Let's add a list widget. And call it let's call it finished list and create another list, call it remaining list, and that's it. That's about it. That was the main thing. We also have to add a few more buttons here. One is done and one is undone. So when a task is, let me resize that a little bit. As you will see, it'll be automatically resized when we put it in a layout. And so for example, when a task is not done, it'll be put here, and then you press on the button done and all the finished tasks will be here. So how do we actually show this application? Well, of course, first of all, I see different vertical layouts. This thing right here, this whole thing could be grouped together, and this whole thing could be grouped together, and then these two will be grouped together horizontally. So let's start from here. We can group these two in a horizontal layout. We can group these two in a horizontal layout. Then we can group these two, this and this, in a vertical layout, and similarly we can group this and this in a vertical layout. Now, what's new? I have to select it, and now I have finished tasks and remaining tasks. Now this should be in a horizontal as well, and all of these together will be in a vertical layout, as I said in the beginning. You have to carefully select it. Just click on the edge. Now you just select all of them together, and voila, we have everything done in the most peculiar fashion possible. And that's about it. And I'll tell you how to use them, but for now just save them, you know. And this will resize as well. Okay, select on the edge, and that's about it. So now we have a list. We have done basically everything we can do here, and of course you can add styles to it. We may or may not add styles. I'll tell you about the style sheets later. So this is it. Now what do we do? Well, I can save this from here. I can save this wherever I want to save it. For me, it's where our project folder is in our designer, and I can call it, well, main window, main dash window, and that's it. My main window is saved in UI. I can convert that into Python, but we'll get to that later. Now we're going to talk about designing our dialog box, and it's very simple as well. So now we have saved this. We're going to create a new widget. We're going to turn this off, and we're going to create a new widget and dialog box with buttons bottom. Just go for that one because we're creating a very similar to that one. Now this dialog will be shown when a user says, I want to create a new task. So we need an input field here. First of all, we need a label and an input field, which is right here, line edit, and we just activity name, and that's about it. And you can of course change the font size right here to a bigger one, and that's about it. That's it. You can select this group and group them together in a vertical layout, and resize everything. You can make this aligned in a center. And you can make this a little shorter if you may. There is a technique here where you can just make the size vertically smaller. Like from here you can adjust the size like this, like suit yourself which suits better, and just use it here. Technically you can just resize this and it'll go automatically like that as well. And that's about it. That's it. You've created a dialog box. Make sure to explore stuff yourself so it becomes more easier when you do it on your own. Again, you can change the height, change the width here, it doesn't matter. And that's about it. We've created a dialog box. We can save it. Dialog.ui, and that's it. That's about it for designing. Now in the next lecture we're gonna talk about more things. Now I want to rename this line edit to new task input. Yeah, new task input, and that's about it. I have saved it. Now here's the thing. We have designed all these things, but they're of no use to us if we can't use it in Python. So in the next lecture, we're gonna connect this together in our Python application, where we will be actually able to do stuff, where we'll be actually able to connect these things together and store stuff. So I'll see you in the next one.